Welcome to Neosho Wildcat Baseball, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Neosho Wildcats. Now let's go to the game site for all the action.
And good afternoon, Wildcat fans. John Ball, Matt Ball with you. Welcome to a busy Marion Family Sports Complex, Matt.
Yes, it is. It is.
We've got the junior high softball COC tournament going on over here on the other side. We've got teams from all over the place. What you just saw, the Wildcats, they are a home team today, and they've just kind of taken their warm-ups, and now the Tigers from Willard are going out on the field, and this is an exciting opportunity today for fans. We'll have a start time about 4:30. Hey, it's 72 degrees outside, partly cloudy skies. Wind is out of the south-southwest at 12 to 13 miles an hour. Willard comes in with a record of 21-5. Now, they are the defending Class 5 state champions from last year. They returned 9 players from that last year's championship team. They ended up with a record of 34-5. Their coach, Scott McGee, is in his 19th year. And what we know about Willard is they are a baseball dynasty. Willard, in order to go to a season where they've lost less than 20 games, you've got to go all the way back to 2011. Last year's ball club was considered the winningest ball club for Willard, and rightfully so. They certainly were a farm club for many colleges, including Evangel, who took some of those players. In fact, they took 7 of them, gave them scholarships. William Woods had a couple as well. So the Cats have got their work cut out for them. They're currently ranked 2nd in the state, but they have lost, Matt, to Ozark. They lost to Ozark 3-4 in an 8-inning ball game.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that certainly is. And the Cats took it on the chin the other night Monday night when we were in Carthage in a whirlwind. That's the best we can say about that. The Cats really played well. There was no errors in the ball game. The Cats had 4 hits. Captain Smith had another 2-hit performance. And A-Rod went yard in the 2nd inning, but that was all the Cats could muster. Boston Patterson pitched the whole ball game. He struck out 2. He allowed 3 hits and 3 runs. That's right. It was 3 runs.
Yep.
So once again, the Cats took it on the nose. Nothing we can say that Cats could have done better during that ball game. It was just a blustery ball game. So you're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We're going to take a time out, and we'll be right back. This pregame show is being brought to you by ProLube, the Tire and Auto Center. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Pastor Mike of Calvary of Neosho, and I want to take a minute to share grace with you today. And what is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something that you don't deserve. I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God has made a way for me to have one by His grace. Titus 2 says the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. Have you accepted that gift of grace? For KNEO Radio, I'm Mike Leake. Hi, this is Pastor Mike from Calvary of Neosho, and I want to take a few moments to give you hope today. Are you feeling overwhelmed with the daily struggles of affording rent, paying for groceries, buying gas? I want you to know that there is a God who is big enough to handle all these problems and bring you relief. He wants you to live free from worry and stress. James 4:2 says, "You have not because you ask not." Have you asked God to help you today? For KNEO Radio, I'm Mike Leake.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeremy Bridges with the Canopy Church. And I want to take 30 seconds today to encourage you to pray. Because our prayers have the power to move heaven. James 5 says the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. When we pray, God listens. When we pray, situations can change. When we pray, miracles can happen. And heaven moves on our behalf, simply because we pray. Take some time today and pray. For KNEO Radio, I'm Jeremy Bridges.
Ready?
Well, welcome back to the Marion Family Complex. We're at the Roy B. Shaver Stadium. Your Neosho Wildcats are taking on the visiting Willard Tigers. It took Willard the other night 5 innings to dispose of Webb City. They beat them 16-3 with sound pitching and mistakeless defense. That's exactly what Coach Scott McGee says about his ball club. Cats come in with a record of 15-7, having been beat, as we said, in a wind-blown affair the other night at Carthage. Boston Patterson pitched a complete ball game, and we'll see him tonight. He is going to be the designated hitter. Coach Kilgore switching some things around, talking with coaches from Willard just a little while ago. Yeah, they're riding high, but they know baseball is baseball, and at any given time, it could go the other direction, couldn't it, Matt?
Absolutely, any given time.
Yeah, it really could. The Cats, as we said the other night, got beat by Carthage, and Brody Creighton will be on the mound for the Cats tonight. In his last outing, he pitched in a rain delay against Republic and won the ball game 6-0 with 10 strikeouts, so we're looking forward to see him play. The Cats have got a chance, Matt, to win 20 ball games this season, and if they do that, it'll be the first time that they've done that since 2011. So we're excited about what the Cats are doing. We're excited about where they're going. But real quick, we'll tell you another reason why this was such a busy place. At 11 o'clock today, Neosho, just right over here within sight of us, we cut the ribbon on the new Ag Center. The new Agriculture Center is a building of more than 30,000 square feet, and it will hold as many as 400 students. Can you believe that?
It's amazing.
It is. It certainly is amazing. My wife and I had a chance to go to the ribbon cutting, and we toured the facility, and it's just totally amazing what goes on over there. They've got a greenhouse. They've got a place to bring animals in. They can vaccinate them. They can take care of them. They can slaughter them and cut them up if they need to, and then turn around and cook that meat at the same time. So it's a great facility for Neosho, and here's the thing about it. It was funded through the 2023 no-levy bond issue, and it was just a great opportunity. It's another great investment for the city of Neosho and the community to invest in our kids for the future. So we're pretty excited about that. You're watching Neosho Wildcat Baseball on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. This is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube, the Tire and Auto Center. We'll be right back.
People's Bank of Seneca, we care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, we've dedicated to providing excellent customer service across the 4-state area, ensuring that every experience is exceptional. Visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. Learn more at peoplesbankofseneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
The Neosho R5 School District is committed to shaping the future, one student at a time. From academics to athletics, we empower our students to reach their full potential, installing values of hard work, teamwork, and integrity. We would like to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast today and cheering on our Wildcats. Our dedicated teachers, staff, and coaches work hand in hand to provide a well-rounded education that prepares students for success. Together, we're building a brighter tomorrow for our community. The Neosho R5 School District, where excellence thrives.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10 plus acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
Compton CPA Group PC, located at 112 Northwood in Neosho, is a full-service accounting firm and is proud to support the Neosho Wildcats. Compton CPA Group PC can assist you at every stage of your financial life and help you work toward your financial goals. From tax preparation to bookkeeping services, Compton CPA Group PC has you covered. For all your tax and business affairs, call 417-451-2932 or learn more at ComptonCPAGroup.com.
Welcome back to the Roy B. Shaver Stadium here, where we're playing the Neosho Wildcats are playing the Willard Tigers. John Ball, Matt Ball here. We're going to start out with this segment with Keys to the Cats. And Keys for the Cats is sponsored by State Farm Eric Norris in Neosho, located at 437 West Kohler Street in Neosho. Eric and his team offer a variety of insurance services for individuals and businesses. Learn more online at ericnorrisinsurance.com or by phone at 417-451-6666. Let's go Wildcats.
All right, Matt, we are getting ready. With this being the first day of May, it also tells us that we're about 21 days away from district playoffs, so this is a great, great opportunity for the Cats to start peaking. And we start with come to play, and coming to play means that you've got to have the desire. That's exactly what these coaches and kids have got. They've got a desire. They've got a desire to certainly do better than they did last year, and they've already done that. But they've got a desire to get their names in the history books of Neosho School District and win some ball games. So we're excited about that. And what have we got to do in order to do that? Well, we've got to align ourselves with our values. Our values are that it is we before me. Whatever it takes. That means that we talk to one another. We've got a dugout full of JVers over there that just makes that dugout rock because they're so competitive and they've got each other's back. So being able to align ourselves and know what we've got to do and go out and do it. T stands for throw strikes. We throw strikes, and we put the ball in play, and we let the defense, which, by the way, was errorless the other night at Carthage, let the defense back it up. Double play ball is the name of the game for this defense, so we've got an opportunity to do that again tonight. And S, we've got to stay the course. We can do that tonight. We go to Siloam Springs on Saturday. Then we play McDonald County right back here on Monday, and we've got a busy, busy schedule for the rest of the week. So, leading up to district playoff, we will play a ball game with Nixa on the 14th, which is on a Wednesday. That will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So expect some things to happen. Expect to see us make some changes. We've also got a rain out that we've got to be able to play with Lebanon, and in all things, stay to the KNEO website, and we will give you those games as they come along. But the Cats have got to do it, and they've got to do it tonight, and they've got to score. And they've got to score hard, and they've got to score fast. This is a ball club that you certainly can't let get ahead of you under any circumstances. Matt, you've got the district standings over there. Why don't you let us know both for Neosho, and then Willard is in a separate district. They're in a Class 5 district as well, Class 5 District 6, and we're in Class 6 District 6. So what's it look like?
Well, Neosho's in second. Neosho's happened to go back into second place. Nix is in first. Ozark is in third, and then you got Glendale coming in fourth, and that's with the Class 6 district. That's where we're at right now. So, we just got to win some games, and we'll be back in there. Then you got Willard. Willard's obviously number one, and then you've got, and this is in the Class 5, Willard. Then you've got Marshfield and Springfield Catholic. That's 1, 2, and 3 in Class 5.
And Springfield Catholic is never one to be be discounted. We've seen them win some good ball games. We're going to take another time out, and we'll be back with the starting lineup, and we'll get this ball game underway. This is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube, the Tire and Auto Center, and you're watching the Neosho Wildcats. And we are just about ready to go, so let's just keep it right here, Matt. We're going to go ahead with the starting lineup. And the starting lineup for the Willard Tigers is going to be number 1, Cade Hayter. He plays second. He plays second base. Then it's going to be number 12, Jackson Phillips. He is the center fielder. Number 22 is Matthew Angel, and he is the shortstop. Jarrett McGee, coach of the Sun, who's a pinch hitter last year, is in that designated hitter position, and he's hitting in the 4th spot. Caleb Hayter is the first baseman. Then it's Levi Hilton, Jackson Red, Tyler Davis, and Roten Lejeune, the catcher. So the way it looks for them, it's going to be Hayter, Phillips, Angels, McGee, Hayter, Hilton, Red, Davis, and Lejeune. On the mound is going to be Bryson Toe. And we will Brighton Toe, and we'll see what he has in mind for us. For your Neosho Wildcats, come in with a record of 15-7. We start the same way. We have number 24, senior in the center field position is Finn Versluis. He is followed by the left fielder, Drake Jennings. Canton Smith, the catcher, is in the 3rd position. Caden Nichols, the third baseman, will be in the 4-hole for the Cats. Lim McInturf will be playing first base. Jaden Fisher will be in the 6th hole, and he's playing second base. The pitcher, Brody Crane, on the mound tonight for the Cats is batting 7th. Boston Patterson is the designated hitter, and the end of the batting order will be number 9, Alex Rodriguez, who had that home run the other night. Hudson Williams will be playing shortstop for the Cats. So we'll be ready to go here in just a minute or two, but let's take a quick time out and we'll be back. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO, Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
You've got to have someone that understands what you are doing as a mission. Community bankers are important that way because they understand the community relationships that we have to form to be successful.
I feel like First Community Bank and Myers-Davis, our cultures are so similar. It is all about relationship.
It's a real boon to our community to have a bank like First Community to be supportive of so many things.
They're willing to take a chance on entrepreneurs, which is helpful to make the community grow.
Sam Gorham and Aaron Mitchell are your specialty risk insurance agents for Neosho and the surrounding area. They've been involved in Neosho sports since their own high school days and know the importance of athletic competition and how it teaches students life lessons every day. For all your home, auto, life, farm, ranch, and crop insurance needs, call Sam Gorham today at 417-850-5116 or Aaron Mitchell at 417-483-8337. You can also learn more online at specialtyriskinsuranceagency.com. Go Wildcats!
And welcome back. We're just about ready to get the ball game underway. We are going to honor our country, and then we'll get this ball game underway. All right, and from the Marion Family Complex, as we said, softball over on the other side, they stopped the ball game in order to show honor to this great country of ours. And then, of course, everyone here in the stands. And the stands are starting to fill up a little bit. 4:30 ball games are a little tough for some people that are working, but there's no doubt that the Wildcat faithful will be joining us just at any given time. John Ball, Matt Ball with you. We are excited about the ball game tonight and ask you to be ready to go and support your Wildcats. There will be a JV ball game after this. Hey, there's still plenty of time to get out here.
Get out here.
Yeah, it's 72 degrees out. The wind is 12 to 14 miles an hour coming out of the south-southwest. Brody Crane on the mound for the Cats. Now, if he starts out the same way he did against Republic the other night and throws 4 straight strikes, we got a feeling it's going to be a good ball game, don't we?
It will be good.
Yeah. Around the horn for the Cats, it'll be Nichols, Williams, Fisher, and McInturf. In the outfield, from left all the way around to right, will be Jennings, Versluis, and Alex Rodriguez. Behind the plate will be Canton Smith, who, as we said, had another 2-hit performance the other night over at Carthage.
You know, if we'd had hair, it would have been blown everywhere the other night.
Yes, it would.
My goodness.
It was quite a ball game. Quite a ball game.
I was just straight wind blown by the end of that game. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Canton gets the ball, throws it down to Hudson Williams around the horn for the Cats, and we're getting ready to get this ball game underway. And starting off will be Cade Hatter. He plays second base, and he wears number 1. Looks like he's going to get in there on the left-hand side. Hey, there's the first pitch, and that's just a little bit outside for a ball. Cade Hare is not big in stature, but he hit a home run the other night against Webb City. Here comes the next pitch, and that's high and outside for a ball 2. So the count from the Marion Family Complex is 2 balls and no strikes. Brody Crane on the mound, and there's the first one. That's in there for a call strike. So Crane trying to settle in early in the ball game and throws 2 balls, and then he comes in with a strike. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on and swung right through it. Strike 2. So the count is even at 2-2. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for being with us. This is the very first batter of the first inning of this ball game, and there is a ball inside, so the count runs full 3-2. Cade Hayes steps in, and here comes the next pitch. Swung on, and Canton gets it out in front, gets it over to McInturf for the first out. So 2-3, and there's the first out. Here is Phillips. Jackson Phipps, the center fielder. Where's number 12? He'll bat from the right-hand side. Crane gets ready, he looks down, here comes the first pitch, and that's a fire shot right on the outside corner for strike 1. Brody has thrown the ball 92, 93 mile an hour, and when he's on, he can do a little more than that. That one's outside, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Angel and McGee up for Willard in this half of the inning. Here comes the next pitch, and there's swung on, and that is a ball hit out right into left field. And Phipps will go to first base with a single. Jennings up with it and back in. Matthew Angel, who's considered one of the vocal leaders of this ball club, plays shortstop. He's batting from the left-hand side of the plate. And there's the throw over to first base. Phipps back in plenty of time. Crane looks down at Canton Smith. They got that settled, and now here comes the pitch. And that got away from Smith, and Phipps moves right on down to second base.
We just got to settle in, boys.
Yep. Here comes the next pitch, and that one's high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second base for the Willard Tigers. Matthew Angel is shortstop. Woolsey's bat, and there's a call, strike on the outside corner. So the count's now 2 balls and a strike. And Angel almost looks like he may want to consider a bunt. And here comes the next pitch. Swung on. Strike 2. That evens the count at 2-2. Like it's blowing pretty good, and Rodriguez is playing almost in dead right field. Ball down the line would go a long ways. And that got him. Call strike 3. So there's the second out to retire the side. So there's 2 outs, and here is Jared McGee. Looks like he's going to step in from the left-hand side, too. Cats are playing, shading him to play over to left field. There's the first pitch, call strike 1. So the first strikeout of the side has been recorded, and Mr. Crane just continues to move on, looks down at second base. Here comes the next pitch, and that's on the outside corner, strike 2. Already looking down at Kent and Smith. They've got their minds made up. Looks over at second base, and here comes the next pitch, and that's a high foul ball out of play. That's going to get over there into the soccer field. So the count remains the same. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the top half of the first inning. Jade Nichols is playing almost on second base. Now he steps back over, and there was a little bit of a changeup that was high. It's a good thing Kenton's a tall young man. He wouldn't have gotten that one. Crane looks back. Here comes the next pitch. Got him. Strike 3. Rung him up. So there was 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After the first half inning, there was no score. Neosho Wildcats coming up to bat. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho serves the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer business banking services including checking and savings accounts, business loans, and electronic banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, a proud sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, equal housing lender, member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
And welcome back. It's the bottom half of the first inning. Your Neosho Wildcats are coming up. It'll be Versluis, Jennings, and Smith. Brighton Toe is on the mound for the Willard Tigers. He plays also some third base. He played third base in that game the other night against Webb City. Looks down at the catcher is down, and he's He's taking a few more warm-ups. We want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank First Community Bank, Insurance Benefit Consultants of Neosho, Kelly and Compton, the CPA group. They are busy people about this time of the year. And we also want to thank the Christian Healthcare Ministries. And there goes the ball down to second base. Roden the June is behind the plate. Here's Versluis. It's going to be Versluis, Jennings, Smith, Nichols, McInturf, Fisher, Crane, Patterson, and Rodriguez. And we hope we get through all of them, don't we, Matt?
Yeah.
So Finn steps in. He had a double late in the ball game the other night against Carthage when he was stranded on second base. There's the first pitch. It's in there for a call strike. Stands in there. He feels better when he's fidgeting just a little bit at the plate. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a curveball that dropped in for strike two. A little bit of an off-speed pitch that time. Toe comes from the windup, and there's the next pitch, and Versluis swings through it, and there's the first strikeout. Here's number 13, Drake Jennings, the left fielder. And the crowd's starting to come in as the day gets older. There's the first pitch. It's high and outside for a ball. Brighton toe for the... There was that little curveball. Took something off of it, and it was down the middle for call strike one. That evens the count at 1-1. He looks down, and he comes from the windup, and there's a pitch, and there's a pitch outside. That makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Beautiful, beautiful day for baseball. Here comes the next pitch, and there's call strike on the outside corner. I think home plate umpire is letting everybody know that this is a game where you get up and hit. You better swing the bat.
Seems to be.
Yeah, so 2-2's the count. There is one out. Here comes the next pitch, and he got him, swung through, and that is a second strikeout. So Brighton Toe is flexing his muscles a little bit. Crane got the last 2 strikeouts in the top half of the first inning, and he's got the first 2 strikeouts in the bottom half of the first. And there's a swung on to Canton, and it's picked up by the shortstop, and he gets over and makes the play. So 3 up and 3 downs, nothing going at the end of 1 inning of play. The score is 0-0. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
At Calvary Neosho, we aren't your grandmother's church, because she lives in Akron, Ohio, and that would be a terribly long commute for church. But if she did live in Neosho, we at Calvary would be delighted to have her come visit us. And since you live here, we would definitely like you to come visit us. Then, when your Nana comes to visit for Christmas, you can bring her to church and introduce us to her. We're sure she is a delightful lady. You can find us at Facebook /Calvary of Neosho, or join us in person at 3650 Oak Ridge Extension. We gather for worship Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Calvary Neosho. Not your grandma's church, but we'd sure like to meet her.
And welcome back to the Roy B. Shaver Stadium. We're beginning the second inning of play. We want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank Freeman Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Calvary Baptist Church, Neosho Daily News, Crowder College, Eric Norris, who is not only a sponsor, but he's a sponsor of our Keys to the Cats. We also want to thank ProLube, the Tire and Auto Maintenance Center. They not only are a sponsor, but they also sponsor our pregame show. Stay tuned after the ball game for the postgame show. It's brought to you by Arvest Bank here in Neosho. Brody Crane is taking his last warm-up, and the ball goes down to second base. And it's around the horn, and we'll be ready to start. Start off with the number 5 hitter, the first baseman, Caleb Hare. And Crane looks down. Here comes the first pitch, and that's a little outside for a ball. Hare steps in, and there's the next pitch. That's inside, so that's ball 2. So the count immediately is 2 balls and no strikes on Caleb Hare. And here comes the next pitch, high and outside for a ball. That's 3-0. Hare, Hilton, Red, and Davis for the Willard Tigers. So next pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. Comes the next pitch, and that's swung on, and that is going to be into shallow left field, and he's going to go on and try to get to second base, and he gets there without any trouble standing up. And here's Eli Hilton. So we start much like we did the first inning with the Tigers getting a man on second base. And there's the first pitch, and that was
hit him.
Well, it looked like it hit him. It did.
Hit him on the hand, or?
And we will come back for just a minute. We're going to take time out, and we're going to watch what's going on for a second. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats, and they have a runner on first and second. Hilton is at first base, and Hare is at second base. And Coach wants to talk for just a minute, and does not want to allow this ball game to get out of way. So he was through the home plate umpire is getting ready to come out and see what he needs to do. But we're going to break things up just a little bit, and here we go. Some more of our sponsors are Insurance Benefit Consultants of Neosho, the Big Nickel, Edgewood Bowl, Affordable Propane, Josh Dodson, he's your Farm Bureau agent, and Family Market of Neosho. Here's Jackson Red, the left fielder. This is right down the Cats' power alley, an opportunity for a double play ball, and there's the first pitch. Canton lowing into the turf. Canton was able to be the wall back there and bring it back out before anybody had a chance to score. Brody Crane on the mound for the Cats. Here comes the next pitch underway, and that's a high foul ball that is out of play, and that'll even the count at 1-1. In the top half of the second inning from the Roy B. Shaver Stadium, you've still got plenty of time to get out here and get to this ball game. There's the next pitch, and that is a called strike. Runners on first and second, but Crane is ahead of Red on a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Tyler Davis and then Roden de Lejeune. There's the next pitch, and that is a swung on. Nice stop by the second baseman, but there's nothing else we can do about it. He just stops it, and that'll load the bases. Fisher dove and was able to stop the ball, but everybody was moving at the time.
It kind of squirreled out there underneath him a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
Still made the stop, though.
Yes, he did. He made a nice stop on it. That would have scored at least 2 had he not been able to stop that. Here's the the third baseman, Tyler Davis. Crane steps off the mound for just a minute. Crane looks down. Now we're ready to go. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, strike 1. Cats are playing in for the play at the plate. Freddie Crane looks down at Canton Smith. Here comes the next pitch. And that one almost got away, but Canton was able to stop it. And that certainly the runner on third base, and it's Hayter, was about halfway down that time. Third base coach comes on. He forced the way down to talk to his batter, Davis. And Kenton goes out to say something to Brody. But he looks down. He's not really watching anybody on base. And there's called strike 2 on the outside corner. Strikeout here would do good for the Cats, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
What a timely strikeout it would be. And here comes the next pitch. And Canton once again was able to make the save, and that evens the count at 2-2. The ball was outside in the turf. Here comes the pitch. And it's high and outside for a ball. So we've got a full count. On the third baseman, Tyler Davis. Crane on the mound for the Cats, trying to pitch his way out of trouble, and he walks a run in. So there's the first run of the ball game. It's by way of a free pass. And here is Roden Lejeune, the catcher. There's the first pitch, and that's on the inside corner for a call strike 1. Comes the next pitch, and that's swung on, fouled back into the backstop for strike 2. Crane's ahead of the catcher, Lejeune. No balls and 2 strikes. There's no outs. We are in the top half of the second inning. Bases are loaded, and there's 1 run come across for the Tigers. Comes the next pitch, and swung on, and there's the first out.
Got him.
So there's the first one out of the way. Here's Cade Hayter. He's the second baseman. He was out 2-3 his first time up. Little dribbler out that Canton got out in front of and got it over to McInturf. There's swung on, foul ball, strike 1. Phipps is up next, and then Angel. And we want everybody to stay right where they are on the bases, don't we, Matt?
Yeah.
Here comes the next pitch, and that is a called strike. Well, I think he said that he swung at it and Ball, the bat left the plane of across the plane of the plate.
It looked like it.
Yes, it did. So no balls and 2 strikes. There's 1 out. There's the next pitch, and that's a high and outside for a ball. Cats have moved back just a little bit on the infield now, back to double play depth. And there is a call, strike 3, rung him up. So there is the second out of the side. And 2 out. Here's Jackson Phipps. And he had a base hit and went on to second base and was stranded there in the first inning. For the Cats, it's going to be Nichols, McInturf, and Fisher. Crane on the mound. The wind is coming up just a little bit. Here comes the first pitch, and that's down the middle for call, strike 1. Probably struck out the last 2 batters, seeming to be a little more comfortable as the ball game goes along. Here comes the next pitch, and there's call, strike 2. So very quickly, there's no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bases are loaded. Phipps, the center fielder, steps in there. Here comes the pitch from Crane, and that's high and outside for a ball. Cats have got to force out any place.
Home preferably.
There's the next pitch, and that's swung on, and that got him. Struck out the side after loading the bases, and then walking one in. So the Tigers strand a whole handful on the bases. They did pick up 1 run, so after 1.5 innings of play, the score is the Tigers from Willard 1 and the Neosho Wildcats coming to bat in the second inning. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Wildcats!
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Welcome back to the Roy B. Shaver Stadium. The Neosho Wildcats getting ready to come to bat in the second inning. 1 run scored by the Tigers from Willard in their half of the inning. Then that's where we sit 1-0. We start off with Jaden Nichols, the third baseman. Jaden's had a couple of multi-hit ball games for us. He's hitting in the 4th slot, and there's the first pitch, and it's in there for call, strike 1. Brighton Toe doesn't look like he's got overpowering speed, but he sure mixes it up a little bit. And there's a ground ball that is going to be foul.
Well, he's got some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got the stuff. He's got stuff.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does. So Nichols comes back and we'll do it again. Only this time he's got 2 strikes and no balls. And here comes the first pitch. Or third pitch, and that is outside for a ball, so that'll make the count a ball and 2 strikes. McInturf, Fisher, and Crane for the Cats in the bottom of the second inning. And there's a ball that got away from Lejeune, bounced out in front of him. That evens a count at 2-2. good crowd out here right now. Come on out if you get an opportunity. There'll be a JV ball game after this. Partly cloudy skies, and the wind is just kind of blowing. There's the next pitch, and they're swung on, and that is going to be right up the middle. So Nichols gets on base for the Cats with a base hit. Right over the top of second base.
It's a good spot.
Yes, it is. Here's Liam McInturf, the first baseman. He's been DHing quite a little bit of late. He's also a relief pitcher for the Cats. He looks down, and we'll see Mr. Nichols will get off down there on first base just a little bit. There's the first pitch, and it's a perfect bunt. And the ball is picked up by the pitcher, and it goes to first base. But Nichols gets around. So McInturf does his job for a big guy. And it was a beautiful, beautiful bunt. So he's out 1-3. But we now have a runner in scoring. Runner's on second base, and here's Fisher. Fisher's a line drive hitter more than anything else, and there's the first hit, and there we go, and the Cats are going to score, and we're going to have a tie scoring. And Fisher is going into second base, and he'll be standing up.
What a hit.
What a nice hit by Jaden, and very timely.
That was right down the third base line all the way to the corner.
2 hits, and the ball game is tied up, and there is no outs in the bottom half of the second inning. Here is the pitcher, Brody Crane. It'll take time for Fisher to get his sliding stuff on. Boston Patterson in the on deck. And there is a strike on the outside corner. And here Toad looks back at second base, and Crane looking like that he was going to bunt, holds back, and snap throw down to second base, but Fisher's back in plenty of time. So the Cats come out very aggressive. They get their first base runner, and they put down a bunt and move him around to second base, and the Cats get their second hit of the ball game. And there's a swung on from Crane. Strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom half of the second inning, and we're knotted up. And there is a ball on the outside corner. We're knotted at 1. So the count's even on the pitcher, Brody Crane, 2-2. Toad looks back at second base. Here comes the pitch, and it is low. Yeah, Lejeune's pretty active down there, isn't he? I mean,
he'll throw it.
Picked that ball up and threw it down to second base, trying to catch Fisher. And nonchalant, and Jaden was not that. If there's anything Jaden is aggressive at besides hitting the ball, it's base running. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a hard hit ball, and that's going way, way back. And that ball is going to be ground rule double. Ground rule double but Fisher scores.
There we go.
And Crane's on second base with his 3rd ground rule double of the year. So here's Boston Patterson. And we're going to have a pinch runner, or courtesy runner for Brody Crane. It's going to be
Blaine Patterson.
Number 10, and it's going to be Blaine Patterson. But Coach Scott McGee wants to come out and talk for just a minute or two. So let's take a time out. We'll be right back. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. State Farm agent Eric Norris and his team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call and saves you time and money. So go for the win and score big savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Eric Norris at 417-451-6666 for more information. And go Wildcats!
And welcome back to Ruby Shaver Stadium. Things are taken care of out on the mound, and the coach for Willard comes back out, and Boston Patterson steps in. Then it'll be Alex Rodriguez, who had that home run the other night over Carthage. Then it'll be the top of the batting order for the Cats. Boston steps in, and here comes the first pitch, and it's high for a ball. I understand Boston made a visit to Baker University, where he's going to play football next year, and the baseball coach sure wanted him to try to play a little baseball too, and he fouls that one back, so that evens the count at 1-1. Boston pitched really well the other night against Carthage. There's a called strike on the outside corner. And that'll make the count 1-2 strikes. One out, and Clayton Patterson is over on second base. And there's a wasted pitch that is nubbed off for a foul ball. Toe looks over at second base, spins around. But Patterson's back in plenty of time. And that's exactly the Cats' MO, to try to get the, and there's another foul ball off, is to get the pitcher rattled so he's paying more attention to the base runners than he is, and the ball was fouled off. So we'll do it again. Brighton Toe on the mound for the Tigers from Willard. Looks down, here comes the pitch, and that is strike three. Got him on the outside corner. So there's the second out of the side, but the Cats are doing their damage, no doubt about it. And here is A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez, the right fielder. He adjusts his gloves just a little bit, and he's getting ready to get in there now. Steps in, Toe from the stretch, and there's the first pitch, and that is a high can of corn. We'll see who catches it, and the center fielder catches it, but the Cats do the damage, and they pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. They left 2. There were no errors at the end of 2 innings of play. The Neosho Wildcats 2, the Willard Tigers 1. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Joe Ringstaff, your Neosho Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Joe Ringstaff is a proud sponsor of the Neosho Wildcats on KNEO. For all your investment needs, call 417-451-7789 or stop by the office at 2502 Lusk Drive, Suite D in Neosho. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
This is Pastor Barry Reel from the First Free Will Baptist Church of Neosho. Though our culture seems to be rejecting the idea of truth, we remain committed to obeying God's Word by speaking the truth in love. We would love to share God's truth and love with you. We're located at 960 Burr Crossing Road in Neosho, and we meet on Sunday mornings at 10:45 a.m. and then again on Sunday and Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Find us on Facebook at First Free Will Baptist Neosho or call 918-413-5465.
Welcome back. It's the top half of the third inning, and the Neosho Wildcats up on the Tigers from Willard by a score of 2-1. Brody Crane on the mound for the Cats. Let's set the infield for you one more time. Third base over to first base. It's going to be Nichols, Williams, Fisher, and McInturf. First batter up is going to be Angel, the shortstop. He struck out his last time up. Here comes the first pitch, and that's in there for call strike one. Busy place here today, so if you come on out, you may have to hunt for a place to park. On the outside corner, strike two.
Yeah, buy you a hot dog, get you some pretzel, get you some nachos.
Sit back and enjoy the ball game. The wind's coming up just a little bit more. And swung on, and that got him. And Canton makes the play down to first base for the out. So Angel has struck out twice now. And here is the designated hitter, Jared McGee. He struck out his first time up in the first inning also. That is 5 strikeouts for Crane. And that ball's a little bit outside. Ball one. Caleb Hayter will be up next. There's the next pitch. Swung on. Swung right through it, and that evens the count at 1-1. Here comes the next pitch. Call strike.
Got him. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that one had some steam on it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I thought that was the...
Really did. Cats go to Siloam Springs on Saturday, and then they come right back here to play McDonald County on Monday. Got him, strike three. There's a second out. And that is the 6th out. Hayter had a double his last time up, and he came around and scored the run. It sounds like his brother plays second base. Cade and Caleb plays first base, so they pretty well got the left-hand side of the infield covered. The first one was a ball outside and low. Crane kind of working at his own pace, kind of feeling it now. And there's a call strike on the inside corner. That evens the count at 1-1. Cats get a 3 up and 3 down and come back and rattle the bats again. And that'd go a long way towards giving us a little confidence, wouldn't it? There's a call strike. Yes, sir. That was a curveball on the inside corner. Rodriguez is coming over a little bit more towards right field, and there is a ground ball, and it was a nice stop by Jaden Nichols to get over there, but runner Hayter was on first base, so he's had 2 hits in the ball game. That ball hadn't been stopped, it probably would have been a multi-base hit.
Yeah. We didn't get to see him field it, though.
Here is Levi Tilton. We didn't get to see much of him because he got hit by a pitch in his first time up and went on to first base. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, foul ball, strike one. Red and Davis will be up next for the Tigers. 2 outs, no balls, and 1 strike. It is the top half of the third inning. Runner on first base. Crane kind of looking over, but he a little bit of an off-speed pitch that got away from Kenton, and Hayter goes on down to second base. that's okay. We wouldn't even care if he got to third base as long as we get the out here,
Absolutely.
do we? Crane looks down, looks like he's shaking his head. He's ready to go. He looks over at second base, and there's a pitch, and it's swung on. Foul ball. So we'll do it again. How many pitches has he thrown?
Well, we're at 50.
50. Looks down at second base. There's the next pitch, and that is a hard hit ball. And that well, we're going to assume that a run scored and that ball was caught.
No, it wasn't.
It was not caught. Okay. And Levi Hilton was hit once, and now he's got a double and brought in a run. So that evens a score at 2. 2 outs, top half of the third inning. And here is Jackson Red, the left fielder. He had a base hit and was stranded at second. There's the first pitch swung on for strike 1. Cody Crane looks back at second base. Here comes the next pitch, and it gets away from Canton, but he gets up with it in plenty of time, so the runner stays. Crane looks down, looks over at second base. Here comes the pitch, and that is a pop, fly, pop. Canton is trying to get underneath it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. But there was another run scored on 2 hits. There were also 2 strikeouts, and after 2.5 innings of play, the score is tied 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Compton CPA Group PC, located at 112 Northwood in Neosho, is a full-service accounting firm and is proud to support the Neosho Wildcats. Compton CPA Group PC can assist you at every stage of your financial life and help you work toward your financial goals. From tax preparation to bookkeeping services, Compton CPA Group PC has you covered. For all your tax and business affairs, call 417-451-2932 or learn more at ComptonCPAGroup.com.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A-Plus Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Every team knows that the 2-point play can be a winning move. State Farm agent Eric Norris and his team are here to help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call and saves you time and money. So go for the win and score big savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Eric Norris at 417-451-6666 for more information. And go Wildcats!
It'll be the top of the batting order for the Wildcats in the bottom half of the third inning. They'll be Finn Versluis, Drake Jennings, Canton Smith, and Jaden Nichols. Out of that, Versluis is up, and he struck out his first time up. Jaden Nichols had a hit in the second inning and came on around to score. Wind has picked up just a little bit more, and it's blowing in south-southwest. I'm sure Finn's got that chip on his shoulder. He does not like to strike out. Looks like the catcher is having some equipment issues, so we're getting ready to start here. And Lejeune gets the headgear on. On the mound is Brighton Toe. And he's got 3 strikeouts on his own so far in 2 innings of play. Sleuth steps out of the batter's box, steps back in, and he's ready to go. Here comes the first pitch from Toe. And it's a foul ball. It was a bunt. Sleuth had everybody kind of leaning back that time. The third baseman was playing back, and the first baseman was certainly playing back as well. And with his speed, I can see why he might want to do that. Here comes the next pitch. And there's call strike down the middle. So no balls and 2 strikes. Finn's going to have to choke up a little bit and guard the plate now. Here comes the next pitch. And he swung out. So he strikes out for the second time. And here's Drake Jennings.
Now batting, number 13, Drake Jennings.
He could not see that ball that was hit out to left field. Couldn't see whether there was anybody trying that or not because we just couldn't. Dugouts in the way, and Jennings is playing out there. I'm assuming that it either got past him or was over there in the corner. There's the first pitch from Toe, and it's a ball. Looks down, and here comes the second pitch. And that's high and inside for ball 2. Davis, Angel, Hader, and Hader on the infield for the Willard Tigers. And that was a high inside pitch that looked like a curveball that did not curve, and he took a little something off of it. But at any rate, the count now is 3 balls and no strikes. I would bet that Drake will be ill-advised, and he's going to look at least one, and that was it, strike 1. Comes a pitch from Toe, and there's a swung on. It's high up in the air, and it looks like maybe the left fielder is under it, and it makes the play, so there's the second out. Left fielder Jackson Redd had plenty of time to get under that and made the catch. Here's Kenton. Kenton hit a shot to shortstop, and it was a nice play by Matthew Angel to get over to first base and to get the out in the first inning. And there's the first pitch, and it's outside for a ball. Center fielder's playing in just a little bit, as well as the right fielder. And Kenton hits that one. It is a shot. And it was caught.
It's caught.
So that retires the side. And at the end of 3 innings of play, there is a tie score of 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be back.
This is Pastor Barry Reel from the First Free Will Baptist Church of Neosho. Though our culture seems to be rejecting the idea of truth, we remain committed to obeying God's Word by speaking the truth in love. We would love to share God's truth and love with you. We're located at 960 Burr Crossing Road in Neosho, and we meet on Sunday mornings at 10:45 a.m. and then again on Sunday and Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Find us on Facebook at First Free Will Baptist Neosho or call 918-413-5465.
Family Market, located at 201 North Neosho Boulevard, is your friendly hometown grocery store with delicious deli and the best selection of fresh meats and beautiful produce. Family Market can also take care of all your catering needs. Whether your upcoming event is big or small, Family Market can handle it all. Call 451-0057. That's 451-0057. Check out the Family Market Facebook page for weekly specials. Go Wildcats from Family Market of Neosho.
Welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. We'll thank some more of our sponsors. Joe Ringstaff, he's your Edward Jones financial agent. First Free Will Baptist Church in Neosho, Family Market. Josh Dodson, your Farm Bureau agent. Affordable Propane, Edgewood Bowl, the Big Nickel. The law firm of Wood & Peterson, Sports Locker, KSN, and Zach's Car Wash. The ball's been thrown down to second base around the horn, and we're ready to start. And starts off with number 3, Tyler Davis, the third baseman. He walked his first time up. Brody Crane on the mound for the Cats. Pitching from the stretch. And down, it's a little bit low and inside for a ball. Cats are playing pretty much straight away. There's a call strike on the outside corner. As fast as Crane throws the ball, you'd think there'd be a lot of action over in right field, wouldn't you?
Well,
there's the next pitch, and that's low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Top half of the 4th inning, and we're tied at 2. Crane looks down. Here comes a pitch, and it's a bunt that was high, and it got away. And it pulled him off. So there's the first error committed by the Cats. And Davis is on first.
Now batting, number 5, Rowden Lejeune.
Here's Rowden Lejeune, the catcher. That ball was bunted, but it was bunted up in the air. Crane chose to let it bounce once and then made the throw over to first base. There's the first pitch, and that's high for a ball. The runner's jumping back and forth over there on first base. Crane throws it over there just to kind of keep him close. Here's a batter, and he looks like a strike, but a bunt, but he pulled it back, and it was a called strike. So that evens the count at 1-1. McInturf over on first, holding Davis in place, a throw back over there. Davis is back in plenty of time. Comes the next pitch, and there is a bunt that is bunted foul. And that was somewhat of a little hit and run play, so Davis will have to go back. After Lejeune, he'll be the top of the batting order. It'll be Caven Hayter. He looks over at first base. Here comes the next pitch, and that was high for a ball. That'll even the count at 2-2. Crane looks down at Canton Smith and looks back. Here comes the next one. Got him, strike 3. So there's the first strikeout in the 4th inning.
Now batting, number 1, Cade Hayter.
Here is the second baseman, Cade Hayter. There's a throw. Oh, they got him. They've got him. And he just tags him and got him. Nice
done,
pitch.
Guys.
Nice play that time by Crane to hit the pitch, and McInturf just followed him on down there for the second out.
That'll make you feel good.
Yeah, that is exactly what the Cats needed.
That's right.
Hayter grounded from Kenton Smith to McInturf in the first inning, and he struck out in the second. And there's a ball that got away from Kenton, but that's okay. Nobody's on base. So there's ball 1. Brody Crane looks down, takes a big deep breath. That ball's outside for blowing outside for ball 2. Crane has had at least 2 strikeouts in every inning. And there's a call strike 1 right down the middle. He had 2 in the first inning. He had 3 strikeouts in the second inning, 2 in the third. He's had 1 so far in this inning. There's the next pitch. And it looked like he wanted it, but it was low and outside. So Hader laid off of it, 3-1's account. He takes a deep breath, and there's the next pitch. And that's a ball, so he'll walk. Here's Jackson Phipps, the center fielder. He had a base hit, and he's had a strike. He's been struck out. Home-plate umpire's got his mask off, and he's making an adjustment there. So now we're getting ready to go, and Phipps steps in. Crane looks down, and there's the first pitch, and that is high for a ball. Looked like a little curveball. He tried to take a little something off of it that did not drop. Here comes the next pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Canton Smith is apparently waving at someone out there in the outfield. Getting things set, and there's a throw over to first base. And Hader's back in plenty of time. Hayden looks down, here comes the pitch, and that's outside, that's ball 3. And there's ball 4. So runners on first and second by way of ball, and Canton says, I need to talk to my pitcher for just a minute. We're in the top half of the 4th inning, and it looks like that pitching coach Drew Osborne's going to come out and talk for just a minute. While we're doing that, we will take another break. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
Today's Wildcat game is brought to you by Edgewood Bowling Center of Neosho, Missouri. Located at 2811 Gardner Edgewood Drive, they now have new synthetic lanes for adult and children bowling leagues and a smoke-free environment. They also have a certified pro shop and hosting for private parties. They offer Cosmic Glow Bowling on Fridays and Saturdays after 8 p.m. To learn more about Edgewood Bowling Center and their leagues for adults and children, the phone number is 417-451-4505.
Okay, Matthew Angel will be the batter. He is the shortstop. He has struck out twice. He steps in, bats left-handed. Runners on first and second. There's 2 outs, top half of the 4th inning. If you're just joining us, we've got a tie ball game, 2-2. And there's the first pitch, and it's a call strike. Crane just needed a little rest, maybe a little confidence booster there from his team, and maybe they're saying, Brody, just throw the ball down the middle. We'll take care of it. We'll back you up. There's the second pitch, and that is low for a ball. And we had everybody going, and certainly made the double steal work. Now they've got runners on second and third. Canton threw the ball down to third base. It's a little bit high, but Jaden had to jump up, and he came down, but by that time, the runner, Hader, was already there. So there's a ball and a strike. Runners now on second and third. Brody looks at second, and here comes the next pitch. Swung on, foul ball, strike 2. One more strikeout, and the Cats get out of the inning unscathed. And talking things over with Brody for just a minute or two, and the home plate umpire is going to say we need to get going with this ball game. So, and just kind of slowly walking back, I don't see anybody in the Neosho bullpen. So Crane is out there on his own, but one pitch would take care of the inning. And the home plate umpire says, let's play ball. Crane pitches from the stretch, takes a big deep breath, and there's a pitch swung on, got him, strike 3. So the Cats get out of the inning unscathed, and we will go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. The score is 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sam O'Neill with Affordable Propane of Neosho. From setting tanks to refilling them, we offer a full spectrum of service to meet your every need. We serve Neosho and surrounding areas, and we are committed to giving you better service at better prices. Give us a call today, 417-437-8927. Thank you.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
It is. You're on.
And welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. It is the bottom half of the 4th inning. The ball is thrown down to second base, and Jaden Nichols will start things off for the Cats. He started the 2nd inning with a base hit, and he came around to score as there was a double by Jaden Fisher and another ground rule double by Brody Crane. Cats need to do exactly the same thing again. Deja vu. So here we go. And there's the first pitch from Toe, and there's high and outside for a ball. Here comes the next pitch, and Jaden swings through that for strike 1. So that'll even the count at 1-1. Toe pitching from the windup, and that hit him. So Jaden will be on first base with a hit pitch. And here's Liam McInturf. He's the one that bunted the last time up in order to get Nichols over to second base in scoring position. McInturf steps in. Jaden takes a little bit of a lead, not a big lead. Just kind of jumps around, but he's back in plenty of time to throw over. So Toe over to Caleb Hayter at first base, but Nichols back in plenty of time. And there's the first pitch, and there's another bunt, and that one's a foul. McInturf thought he had his second bunt in a row and down, and he just kind of dropped the bat because he looked it over. A little bit of spin on the ball that time. Took it down the first base line and in foul territory. So everybody's back, and here comes a pitch from No, and Nichols is going to be there and got him. Looked like Nichols was going to be there, but it was a nice throw by DeJune over to the shortstop Angel, and they got him. So there's the first out. And McInturf can swing away. He's got no balls and 2 strikes. And he does, and that goes right up the middle, and he's on first base. Just over the jumping head of Angel. The Cats go right back and pick up another base hit.
Number 2, Jaden Fisher.
Looks like that's going to be number 29.
Dane Arthur.
And Dane Arthur, the freshman, is going to be the courtesy runner for McInturf. McInturf does his job the second time in a row. This time he's on base. Fisher had a run-scoring double in the second inning, right down the third base line, and there was a call strike. Curved around on the outside corner. Crane and Boston Patterson up next. And there was another off-speed pitch. Jaden thought better of it, and it was a ball. That'll even the count at 1-1. Arthur dancing around over there on first base, and he draws a throw, but he's back in plenty of time. Fisher looks down at head coach Keith Kilgore. He steps back in there. Is he ready to go? And there's call strike 2. That was a curveball that dropped in just on the outside corner. So Toe, as we said, he's not overpowering, but he certainly mixes his pitches up good. And there's the next pitch, and Jaden holds up, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Looks down, looks over at first base. There's a throwback. Arthur's back in plenty of time. That was a nice throw by Lejeune in order to get Nichols at second base a while ago. Here's the next pitch, and he got him. Swung on, and there's a second out. Here's Brody Crane. He had a ground rule double his last time up. Cats could use a run or two right here, no doubt about it. There's the first pitch, and that swung on, and that is goes to the shortstop, and he tries to make the play, but it pulled off at first base, and Crane is on for the second time. Nice play by Angel, the shortstop, but he couldn't get it over there in time. Now the Cats have got runners on first and second. And here's Boston Patterson, who struck out his first time out.
And Blaine Patterson's going to...
And Blaine Patterson goes, that's right.
He's going to...
First base.
Yep.
So a couple of speedsters on the base in Arthur and Patterson. And Boston steps in. He swings the bat around a little bit. Looks down at Toe. Here comes the first pitch, and it's outside for a ball. No, they want to call. Coach wants to look at something. Apparently, he sees something going on with the delivery from Toe, and he walks out on the field to talk to him for just a minute or two. This has been a ball game of mound conferences, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it absolutely has.
It really has, and I understand there's a lot at stake for both of these teams, and to make sure that you've got your pitcher very confident and rested and relaxed is certainly a good idea. Alex Rodriguez, the right fielder, will be next up to bat. Boston gets on, yeah.
That right field line down there sure looks like a good spot.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
home plate umpire cautioning the coach about how much time he spends out there, but I'm not sure that's going to make a lot of difference. So Toe's thrown, how many pitches has he thrown?
Let's see.
Here comes the next pitch, swung on, strike one. That evens the count at 1-1. Runners on first and second. Bottom half of the fourth inning. 52 pitches. And there's the next pitch, and that is low and outside for ball 3. Or ball 2, I'm sorry. Boston Patterson, the designated hitter, up to bat, wiggles that bat, and there is a high ball that right fielder's dribbling over and makes the catch. So, Cats get 2 hits. They weren't able to score, so at the bottom of the fourth inning, the score is 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Insurance Benefits Consultants now has 2 locations to serve you. They're located at 1009 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho and at 701 Northwest McNelly Road in Bentonville, Arkansas. They are proud supporters of the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They provide Medicare and Medicaid supplemental policies, as well as life, health, and group health insurance plans from companies like Allstate and Colonial. For more information, call 417-451-4244 or in Arkansas, 479-431-5226. Tally Tire at 18152 East Highway 86 is a proud supporter of local high school athletics. Tally Tire is your full-service car and truck headquarters. They carry name-brand tires such as Nexen, Mastercraft, and Uniroyal, ATC camper shells and bed covers, and do oil changes and tune-ups. Call Tally Tire today for all your automotive needs at 417-451-0457 or online at tallytire.com.
And welcome back. We're at the Roy B. Shaver Stadium. It is the top half of the 5th inning. We're just talking about Brody Crane, by our count, has got 86 pitches. And the ball goes thrown down, and the batter is going to be Jared McGee. Jared McGee has struck out twice. There's the first pitch from Crane, and there's called strike on the outside corner. Here comes the next pitch. There's another strike, strike 2. And McGee just kind of shakes his head. He can't believe it. I don't know whether he can't believe that it was a called strike or he stood there and watched it.
There's been quite a little.
In either case.
Been quite a bit of that, to be honest with you.
And there's the third pitch underway. Got him. So McGee is a victim of Crane for the 3rd time. And there's the first out in the 5th inning. Here's Caleb Hayter, the first baseman. He has had 2 hits and come around and scored twice. He has scored the 2 runs. And here's the first pitch from Crane. Swung on strike 1. Swung right through that one. He was certainly what we call a fastball hunting that time. Brody Crane working reasonably fast now. There's the second pitch, and it's high for a ball. That'll even the count at 1-1. Be a JV ball game after this, so there's plenty of time to get out here and watch your Neosho Wildcats and root them on. There's the next pitch. That's swung through, and that's strike 2. Brody took a little something off of that one, Matt.
Yeah.
And Hayter was way out in front of it. Takes a big, deep breath, and there is a ball that is hit to Fisher. Or to Nichols. Nichols over to McInturf for the second out. Jaden was on third base, and he just caught the bouncer and threw it over to first for the second out to retire the side.
Well, I can tell you it definitely saves your arm when you use your defense.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Here's Hilton. He got hit by a pitch the first time up, and then he had a double. And there's the first pitch from Crane, low for a ball. And getting a 3 up, 3 down would make a lot of difference for the Cats right now. And there's call strike on the outside corner. For the Cats, it'll be A-Rod, and it'll be the top of the batting order in the 5th inning. Crane looks down, and he works hard, and there's swung on, fouled right back. And that'll make the count a ball and 2 strikes. Two outs, and we're in the top half of the 5th inning. Comes the next pitch, and a little bit high, and Hilton lays off of it. Hilton's a right fielder that came all the way around and caught that high pop to end the inning, the last inning.
He's a pretty tall kid.
Yes, he is, and there the wind's blowing again, and that one's high, leaving the count at 2-2. You can see from Crane's shirt out there that's kind of blowing that the wind has picked up just a little bit. There's a full count, and here comes the next pitch, and he'll go to first. So Hilton gets on base for the 3rd time in the ball game, and here's Jackson Red. He's a left fielder. He's had a base hit, and he flied out to Canton his last time up. There's the first pitch, and there's call strike 1. Hilton jumping off just a little bit over there on first base, but we pay attention to the batter and get the out. And there's swung on, goes right to the shortstop, who goes over and touches second base. So Williams gets the 3rd out to retire the side on a fielder's choice. And just like that, no damage is done. So there was no hits, no errors, and there were 2 left on base. After 4.5 innings of play, the score is Willard 2, the Neosho Wildcats 2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Fawcett Greenhouse at 898 Baxter Street in Neosho is a proud supporter of Neosho sports. Springtime brings growing season and baseball to the Neosho area, and Fawcett Greenhouse supports all Neosho spring sports and wants to wish all Wildcats good luck for a happy and safe season of competition. Fawcett Greenhouse can supply you with all your home landscaping and gardening needs. For more information, the number is 417-451-5369 or FawcettGreenhouse.com.
The law offices of Wood & Peterson is sponsoring this portion of Neosho Wildcat Athletics. Located at 217 South Lafayette, Neosho, and 431 Virginia Avenue in Joplin. They serve Southwest Missouri with personal claim representation. For more information, the phone number is 417-451-4141 or online at neoshoattorney.com. The law offices of Wood & Peterson are proud supporters of the Neosho Wildcats.
And welcome back. It's the bottom half of the 5th inning. For Neosho, it'll be the right fielder, Alex Rodriguez. Then it'll be the top of the batting order. A pitcher of record, and we see somebody down there in the bullpen for the Tigers warming up is Brighton Toe. He's gone the whole ball game. There's the first pitch, and there's a high ball. That is, Rodriguez is going to run it out anyway, and it was caught. Looks like it was caught by the right fielder.
Left fielder?
Left fielder, okay. Here's Finn Versluis. He's uncharacteristically struck out twice. He, as we said, he got a double deep in the Carthage ball game the other day, so it's deep in this ball game. Now it's time for one of those, right?
Yeah.
And there's a ball outside. The first baseman and the third baseman are playing in almost on the green because they know that he has the ability to bunt the ball and get on base. There was a second pitch, and it was a called strike. That evens the count at 1-1. And swung on. That took a little something off of that one. So Toe seems to have his number right now. No balls and 2 strikes on Finn Versluis, the center fielder. And there was a ball that is foul ball. So we'll do her again. A ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, top half of the 5th inning. Here comes the next pitch. And there's a ball that's hit to the second baseman. Versluis is going to try to dig it out. And play's made. So 4-3. And that is the second out. It looks to me like Rodriguez is over in the Neosho bullpen warming up. Here's Jennings. Jennings is struck out and is flied out to left field. There's the first pitch, and that's in there for call strike 1. There's the next pitch from Toe, and that is a high, took something off of that, some sort of a changeup. Certainly didn't break. That evens the count at 1-1. And Jennings hits that ball, and looks like it's going to be...
He missed it.
He missed it, and Jennings is going to be on second base. Looked like that the left fielder was judging that ball, and at the last minute kind of dove for it, but Jennings is going to end up on second base. I don't know whether the wind played a part in that or exactly what happened, but it did not look like that was that difficult a ball to catch.
Well, I think his shortstop was trying to cover it, and at the very end, called it off.
Yeah, that may be the case. Here's Canton. Canton is grounded out 6-3, and he flied out to left field his last time up. And there is a high ball that is hit back to the right fielder. He's there and makes the play. So, no runs, no hits, one error, and 1 man left on base. After 5 innings of play, the score is tied 2-2. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Sports Locker, located at 1206 Neosho Boulevard, Neosho, is a proud supporter and supplier of Neosho Wildcat Athletics. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. They carry all the biggest brands, including Under Armour, Nike, and Adidas sports apparel and equipment. Be sure to check out their Facebook page at Sports Locker Team Sales and Specials, or their number is 417-451-9300. Proud supporters of the Neosho Wildcats.
We'd like to thank a few of our sponsors while we're waiting. KSN KODE, Zach's Car Wash, McKay Quality Roofing, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, Hillcrest Church, the YMCA, and affordable propane.
Well, Brody Crane goes to right field, and Alex Rodriguez comes in. Crane leaves the ball game, pitching 5 full innings, and he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. Rodriguez came in the other night in relief of Crane. He had one more out to get, and he struck out and got the last strikeout against Republic. So he's getting the call again tonight. And he's getting his warm-ups, and they'll be ready to go here in just a minute. It'll be Tyler Davis and then Roden Lejeune in the top of the batting order in the 6th inning. Cats have had a couple of longer ball games. I think that there's been an extra inning ball game in Willard's roster. In fact, I know there was. They played and they got beat by Ozark 3-4 in 8 innings. So here's Tyler Davis. He has walked, and he got on by way of a error. Rodriguez in relief of Arthur, and there's a first pitch called strike 1.
Brody Crane.
Brody Crane, I'm sorry, I said Arthur, yeah. I'm glad you're here to keep me straight.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah. Comes the next pitch from A-Rod, and it's swung on strike 2. So 2 quick pitches, just like that, and Davis is down in the count. The catcher Lejeune will be up next. Rodriguez looks down, here comes his next pitch. And that got him strike 3. So A-Rod kind of comes in like he did the other night. At the end of the ball game, he gets a strikeout immediately. And this is a pinch hitter, number 4. Colin Spearing will hit in place of Lejeune. First pitch from A-Rod, and that's low for ball 1. There's call strike 1. There's the next pitch. And it's just a little bit high, so that'll make 2 balls and a strike. 1 out in the top half of the 6th inning, and the score is tied. I think it's a matter of who's going to blink first. That ball's a little low and got away from Canton. I would say Toe's about to run out of pitches too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only got 64.
Alex Rodriguez from the stretch. Swung on strike 2. That evens the count. Well, that makes the count 3-2. We've got a full count on Spearing, the pinch hitter. And there's a ball that's hit to Jaden Nichols over to first base for the 2nd out. So there's 2 outs, and here's the top of the batting order. Cade Hayter. He's had a base on balls his last time up and was stranded at third base. There's the first pitch, strike on the outside corner. Cats need a 3-up, 3-down inning and come back and let's score some runs. There's the second one, and that's swung on, foul, strike 2. He just got in front of that one a little bit and hit it over to the first base coach's box. Here comes A-Rod's next pitch. And it's ball one. So there's a ball, 2 strikes, and there's 2 outs. Top half of the 6th inning. Alex Rodriguez for the next pitch. And that's low and outside. That'll even the count at 2-2. There's still someone throwing over there in the Wildcats bullpen. I'm not sure at this point who that is. There's ball 3 high, so they'll run the count full on Hader. Phipps is up next. He has gotten a hit, has struck out, and walked. Alex kind of takes his time, settles himself. Here comes the pitch. Got him, strike 3. That little curveball fell right in there for the strike, and the Cats got exactly what they needed. 3 up and 3 down. After 5.5 innings of play, the score is 2-2. Neosho Wildcats coming up to bat. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
People's Bank of Seneca, we care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, we've dedicated to providing excellent customer service across the 4-state area, ensuring that every experience is exceptional. Visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. Learn more at peoplesbankofseneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
It's bottom half of the 6th inning from the Marion Family Complex. The Cats are in a good one with Willard. Scores tied up 2-2. Here is Jaden Nichols. He's been hit by a pitch and he's gotten a base hit. Then he was caught stealing in second base. There's the first pitch, and there's a high pop fly, and looks like the right fielder's coming in, and he makes the play. So Nichols pops up to Cullen Sperring. And here's Liam McInturf. He hit the ball right up the middle the last time, threw a dandy bunt down in the 2nd inning. Toe's first pitch, and that's called strike on the outside corner. Here comes the next pitch. And McInturf gets another hit.
Boy, he's on tonight.
He certainly is. And he's on. We'll see if he get a... Here's Jaden Fisher. Jaden Fisher has doubled, brought in a run, and he struck out. Lejeune wants to go talk for just a minute or two with Toe. So Fisher's going to take time, and he's going to come and talk to... I'm going to see what kind of flavor. Okay, I believe that we're going to have a pinch runner.
It looks to be Colton Harville. Colton Harville.
And we've got 4 people, and we're talking about it for just a minute or two. And there's a little conference out at the mound, too. But this is a conference in Neosho, making sure that they've got their runners and they're ready to go. And I believe you're right. Number 8 is Colton Harville.
Yep.
And he will take McInturf's place.
Let's see whatever scheme they got is going to work out here. Now's the time to do it.
It absolutely is. It sure is. Cats could pick up a couple of runs here and get a 3-up, 3-down. Last inning, this ball game is over with. There's the first pitch, and it's on the outside corner from Toe. And Fisher watches it. Ball 1. And looks at Harville over at first base, and here comes a pitch, and that is popped up. And first baseman is calling it off, and he makes the play. So there's the second out. Brody Crane has an opportunity to help himself out. Certainly at this point, he's playing right field now. He was in relief. He has gotten 9 strikeouts in the ball game, but Alex Rodriguez in relief of him. And Crane had a ground rule double his first time up. There's the first pitch. And June does a nice job of being a wall and keeping Harville over at first base. Crane steps in. He kind of measures his bat just a little bit, and there's a pitch. And there it goes, a high, high, high ball that is going. And it's caught. So that was a hard hit ball to left field. After 6, the score is 2-2 with the Willard Tigers coming up to bat. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
You've got to have someone that understands what you are doing as a mission. Community bankers are important that way because they understand the community relationships that we have to form to be successful.
I feel like First Community Bank and Myers Davis, our cultures are so similar. It is all about relationship.
It's a real $1 billion community to have a bank like First Community to be supportive of so many things.
They're willing to take a chance on entrepreneurs, which is helpful to make the community grow.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
We're back.
Welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium, top half of the 7th inning. We got a beauty going on. The Neosho Wildcats scored 2 in the 2nd inning. The Willard Tigers scored 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd, and that's the score, 2-2. Top half of the inning, Cats needed 3 up and 3 down. Then they need to come back and rattle the bats, and we'll walk away with a great win here tonight. Alex Rodriguez on the mound in relief of Brody Arthur, who pitched a really, really good ball game. And Arthur has moved to, or Crane, I'm sorry, I keep saying Arthur. Brody Arthur is now at first base, and Brody Crane is in right field. Here is the first batter, but number 12, Jackson Phipps, the center fielder. He's had a single, he's struck out, and he's walked. Rodriguez' first pitch, and it's low and outside for a ball. Here comes his next pitch. Swung on, strike 1, leaving the count at 1-1. Cats have been playing just about straight away all night long. There's a call strike on the inside corner. And just like that, Rodriguez is ahead in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Looks down, here comes the next pitch. And got him, strike 3. Oh, no, wait a minute. Thought he broke the plane of the plate. The home plate umpire appealed to the first base umpire, and he said no. No. So we'll even the count at 2-2. The next pitch from Rodriguez, and that's fouled off right back into the backstop. So we'll do her again. For the Cats now, it is Nichols, Williams, Fisher, and Arthur. There's the next pitch, and that is a high ball. Jaden Fisher back, and he makes the play. So there's the first out in the top of the 7th. Here's the shortstop, Angels. He is Brody Crane has had his number the whole time. Struck him out 3 times, and there's the first pitch from Rodriguez, and it's called strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez stretches. Here comes the next pitch. A little high and outside for a ball. That'll even the count at 1-1. Comes the next pitch. Swung on, and that is fouled. He got way in front of that one and almost knocked the ball back into the Willard dugout. There's still someone over in the Willard dugout that is warming up. My wives won't let me see exactly how far that is or who it is. Apparently a ball got out on the field and someone from Willard ran out and picked it up. So we've got a ball and 2 strikes on Matthew Angel. It's got him, foul. So that was a foul ball. We'll do it again. Still plenty of time to get out here. There'll be a JV ball game after this. And there's a ball low and outside. That'll even the count at 2-2. Nothing fancy about A-Rod. He just goes from the stretch and throws the ball. And that ball's a little bit high and outside. That'll run the count full. It'll be McGee, the designated hitter, up next. A-Rod takes a big deep breath. Comes the pitch, and it's lifted way into right field. Crane back underneath it, and it gets to the fence, and got him! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great play by the Cats as he was rounding second base. He fell down. Angels fell down, and they got the ball into Williams, and he tagged him for the out. That was a well hit ball.
What a throw.
It was a great throw by. That's what you have when you got a pitcher in right field to make a throw
you
like
bet.
that. So that was a 9-6 second out. What a great play by the heads-up play by the Cats that time. Angel with the speed that showed us he's got some speed, and he rounded second base and took about 6 steps and fell. Ball by that time, Crane was in and was at Hudson Williams, and he tagged him. Here is Jared McGee, and there's ball 1 on the outside. Here comes the second pitch. That's called strike 1. That's going to even the count at 1-1. Well, that was a break the Cats obviously needed, and they sure got it. And if we come back, we can rattle the bats a little bit and end this ball game. There's ball on the outside corner. Ball 2. Here's the next pitch. Ball 3. That's outside. So the count's 3-1. The next batter would be Caleb Hayter. He is the first baseman. Should we not be able to dispose of McGee? There's the next pitch. There's call strike 2. So that runs the count full. Here's the next pitch from A-Rod, and there's ball 4. So McGee gets his first pass of the day. He's on first base. And here comes the first baseman, Caleb Hayter. He has had a double, a single, and we're going to have a pinch runner, it looks like, over there at first base. He's had a double, a single, and then he's grounded out 5-3.
I'll have to see in a minute here who that runner is, folks.
I believe it's number 12.
Is it number 12? That would be Jackson Phipps.
No, maybe
I don't
not.
think that's number 12.
No, that's not. That's not. But he's certainly taking his lead, whoever it might be, and they've got him.
Here we go.
Got him. Nice job. Great pickoff that time, and that ended it. And after 6.5 innings of play, the score is still tied 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Yep. Welcome back. It is the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's do or die, and we have a pinch runner, our pinch hitter, and that pinch hitter is #1, Hudson Williams. He'll bat in place of Boston Patterson. He steps in. He got a hit the other night over at Carthage, and he certainly got that grand slam inside the park home run that won a ball game for the Cats earlier in the season. And there's the first pitch, and it's low for a ball. Here comes the second pitch, and that's swung on, and it's going to be back. The right field center fielder makes the play for the first out. So Phelps makes the first out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's Rodriguez, then it's the top of the batting order. He steps in and waits the first pitch from Toe. Here it comes. Swung on, strike 1. I think he was going fastball hunting that time.
Yeah.
He was swinging with all he's got. Here comes the next pitch. And there's called strike 2 on the outside corner. So Toe looks down. Here comes the next pitch. And that's a ball. Leaving the count at 2-2. This ball game could go on for a little while. I'm not sure who has the advantage the longer it goes. And there's a swung on, and that got him for strike 3. Here's the top of the batting order. Versluis, he has struck out twice, and then he grounded out. We get him on base, then we can get something going here pretty quick. Here's the first pitch from Toe, and there's a called strike. And took a little something off of that curveball. He winds up, here's the next pitch, and there's a ball. That's going to even the count at 1-1. Drake Jennings is up next. He got on by way of a 2-base error his last time up. And there's a swung on, strike 2. Toe from the windup. Here's the next pitch, and got him strike 3. So Toe apparently hasn't lost anything. He got 2 strikeouts after 7 innings of play. Regulation, we're still tied up 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network, and we'll be right back.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
At Calvary Neosho, we aren't your grandmother's church, because she lives in Akron, Ohio, and that would be a terribly long commute for church. But if she did live in Neosho, we at Calvary would be delighted to have her come visit us. And since you live here, we would definitely like you to come visit us. Then, when your Nana comes to visit for Christmas, you can bring her to church and introduce us to her. We're sure she is a delightful lady. You can find us at Facebook/Calvary Neosho, or join us in person at 3650 Oak Ridge Extension. We gather for worship Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Calvary Neosho. Not your grandma's church, but we'd sure like to meet her.
And welcome back. It's the top half of the 8th inning. The score is 2-2. Your Neosho Wildcats taking on the Willard Tigers, who are right now number 2 in the state, and they were the reigning Class 5 state champions last year. We'll start off with Caleb Hayer, the first baseman. He was up to bat when we had a pickoff play. The Cats have had 2 pickoff plays that have run the runners down and been very successful. Defensively, the Cats have done a good job of playing heads-up baseball. There's the first pitch, and it's swung on for strike 1. Hader has had a double and a single, and he has scored the 2 runs that Willard has got. There's a strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez in relief of Kenton took that ball and got away from him, but he grabbed it and threw it down to first base because he thought it was a strike. Rodriguez in relief of Brody Crane, who is out in right field now. There's the next pitch, and that got him for sure. And he fell down going over. I'm not sure. That's the second one of their players that's fallen down, but there's the first strikeout, and there's 1 out. Here is Eli Hilton, the right fielder. He's been hit by a pitch. He has had a double, and then he walked. So he's been on base 3 times tonight. Rodriguez steps in. Here's his first pitch, and that's swung on, and that goes right up into the backstop and comes back for strike 1. Rodriguez just pitching at his own pace. That one one's a little bit low for a ball, leaving the count at 1-1. Cats are all at regular depth infield-wise. That's high for a ball. Make the count 2 balls and a strike. One out in the top of the 8th inning. Rodriguez gets a different ball. Looks down at Canton, takes a big deep breath from his stretch, and there's call strike 2. So that evens the count at 2-2. Jackson Red will be up next. He would have gotten on by way of a fielder's choice, but he has a hit in the ball game. Here's the next pitch, and that is a high foul ball that is coming back. Canton's going to give chase, and he makes the catch. Great play by Canton. And we're going to run that one down around the infield. That ball was absolutely so close to the backstop, I'm not real sure how. And at the last minute, Canton dove and made the play. So the Cats are playing some good defense.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it tonight.
Working hard.
Here's number 18, the left fielder, Jackson Red. There's the first one, swung on strike 1. Comes the next pitch from A-Rod, strike 2. He's in his actually second full inning of relief. And here comes the next pitch, and that was got by Nichols at third base. And it was a diving play, but it just didn't get there. But Red has got another hit. He's had a single and a double now. Here's Tyler Davis. He struck out his last time up. That ball went right over the top of third base, didn't it?
Yeah. Called him out.
Yeah, A-Rod wants to talk to Canton Smith for just a minute. And while he does that, then third base coach will take time to talk to his hitter, Tyler Davis.
Yeah, they got a game plan going. Let's see what it is.
Canton motions, there's 2 outs. And Davis steps in. Rodriguez looks down, looks over at second base. Here comes the first pitch, and that is outside for a ball. Rod looking down again, looks at second base, and there's the next pitch. That's in there for call strike 1. Cats are playing reasonably deep in the outfield. There's the next pitch, and that's swung on. Goes to Hudson Williams, over to first base to Arthur for the retire the side. So there was a hit, and there was 1 runner left stranded. But after 7 1/2, the score is 2-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Wildcats!
Today's Wildcat game is brought to you by Edgewood Bowling Center of Neosho, Missouri. Located at 2811 Gardner Edgewood Drive, they now have new synthetic lanes for adult and children bowling leagues and a smoke-free environment. They also have a certified pro shop and hosting for private parties. They offer Cosmic Glow Bowling on Fridays and Saturdays after 8 p.m. To learn more about Edgewood Bowling Center and their leagues for adults and children, the phone number is 417-451-4505.
And welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. We're in Neosho, Missouri, where the Neosho Wildcats are taking on the Willard Tigers. And it's the Cats' bottom of the 8th inning. We're tied up at 2-2. We'll start off with our 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Drake Jennings, Canton Smith, and Jaden Nichols. Brighton Toe is on the mound. He's gone the full way so far for the Tigers. Jennings got on by way of an error and was stranded at second base in the 5th inning. So kind of looking, and he's trying to make up his mind. He and his catcher, DeJune, are kind of mixed up on signals for a minute, so Jennings backs back out. And here comes the first pitch. And that was a high ball. Took a little something off of it, and it was high and outside for ball 1. Jennings fouls that one off. Right back behind us for strike 1. The flag is blowing pretty good. The wind is south to southwest, probably at 12 to 18 miles an hour. And there's a swung on for strike 2. Comes a pitch from Toe. Got him. Strike 3. So there's the first out in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And here's Canton.
Wind's at about 10 mile an hour.
10 mile an hour.
Checked on the old phone.
All right. Canton has hit a couple of towering fly balls to center field, and he's going to look like he's going to bunt, and pulled it back and swung on for strike 1. Boy, I tell you, it would be nice to see Canton with that wind blowing like that to get one up in the air and the wind carry it right on out of the ballpark. And there's a ball low and outside. That'll leave in the count at 1-1. After Canton is Jaden Nichols. There's several cats that have got some pop in their bats. Not only Canton, but we've seen Jaden knock one out of the ballpark here. And there's a ball on the outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning, tied at 2. There's 1 out. Yeah, home plate umpire is going to call timeout. And Canton backs back out. Steps back in. Now we're ready to go. And there's call strike 2. Canton squatted down. He thought that was a little bit high, but that'll even the count at 2-2. Jaden Nichols, the third baseman, will be up next. And that's a ball that June was just able to keep in front of him. So that runs the count full. Canton steps out. He steps back in. Toe is ready. Here comes the pitch. And there's ball 4. So the Cats get a base runner. And here's Jaden Nichols, and we're going to get a pinch runner for Canton, and that is going to be number 3.
Gage Harville.
Gage Harville. So the Cats are doing everything they need to do to get some speed on the bases. Jaden has had a base hit, and he came around and scored one of the Cats' runs. So swung on, there's foul ball, strike one. Other run was scored by another Jaden, Fisher. He had a double and came around and scored when Brody Arthur hit a ground rule double. Or Brody Crane, I'm sorry. I keep saying Brody Arthur, Brody Crane. Toe looks down, here's a pitch, and there's call strike on the outside corner. McInturf will be up next. And there's a ball that is hit to the second shortstop, and they bumble it, and everybody's safe.
Nice.
So that was E4, and runner Harville was at second base, sliding into second base. Okay, here is the first baseman, Brody Arthur. He'll bat from the left-hand side. I've been wanting to call his name all day. I'm glad he's coming up to bat.
Yeah.
After Arthur, it'll be Jaden Fisher. And there's a ball hit to the pitcher. The pitcher goes over the shortstop to second base. And that's going to win the ball game. The Cats are going to win it on an error. Oh, we win! The Cats win it. The Cats win it on an error. The pitcher throws the ball to the shortstop. The shortstop throws the ball over to the first baseman over his head.
What a game,
and what
folks.
a horrible, horrible way to lose a ball game. But great, great victory for the Cats. It was a great, great game, and they played well. They played great defense. They hit the ball when they needed to, and rightfully so. A dejected group from Willard is ready to come over and shake hands. That final score of the ball game in 8 innings, Neosho Wildcats win it 3-2. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
The Neosho R5 School District is committed to shaping the future, one student at a time. From academics to athletics, we empower our students to reach their full potential, installing values of hard work, teamwork, and integrity. We would like to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast today and cheering on our Wildcats. Our dedicated teachers, staff, and coaches work hand in hand to provide a well-rounded education that prepares students for success. Together, we're building a brighter tomorrow for our community. The Neosho R5 School District, where excellence thrives.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce invites you to download the new Experience Neosho app, available for free on the Apple and Google Play Store. Your guide to eat, shop, play, and stay in Neosho, and your direct link to KNEO Wildcat Sports. Download the app, register to win weekly prizes, and listen to your favorite Wildcat sports. Good luck, Wildcats. We can't wait to hear you ring that bell.
Fawcett Greenhouse at 898 Baxter Street in Neosho is a proud supporter of Neosho sports. Springtime brings growing season and baseball to the Neosho area, and Fawcett Greenhouse supports all Neosho spring sports and wants to wish all Wildcats good luck for a happy and safe season of competition. Fawcett Greenhouse can supply you with all your home landscaping and gardening needs. For more information, the number is 417-451-5369 or FawcettGreenhouse.com. Well,
that's just exactly what happens when you hang around and hang around and hang around. Cats did a great, great job, starting with the pitching staff and Brody Crane. He went 5 and apiece innings. He had 9 strikeouts. Alex Rodriguez came in and finished the rest of the ball game. He will actually be the winner of the ball game. He had 3 strikeouts on his own, and the Cats will win it with an unearned run. The Cats did exactly what needed to be done. They stayed in it, played some great defense, had a couple of pickoff plays that made a world of difference. So from here, at the end of the ball game, the Neosho Wildcats will go to 16-7. Willard Tigers will go to 21-6 as the Cats win it in the bottom half of the 8th inning. We're going to take time out, and we'll be right back. We want to remind you to stay tuned for the post-game show, which is brought to you by Arvest Bank. We'll be right back.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. State Farm agent Eric Norris and his team are here to help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call and saves you time and money. So go for the win and score big savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Eric Norris at 417-451-6666 for more information. And go Wildcats!
In a sense, we all live in earthquake zones. Sometimes things in our world are shaken by forces we can't control. It might be one of those times in your life right now. Life's quakes remind us how breakable and vulnerable we are. You were made for a relationship with Jesus Christ. Only through Him can you be safe for all eternity. He proved it by His blood when He died on the cross to pay for every sin you've ever committed. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM.
You found it, the ultimate car wash, the one that leaves your vehicle looking brand new every single time. Do we have a prep team that pre-washes? You bet. Over 300 ports applying soap to your vehicle? Yes, sir. 40 high-pressure nozzles providing over 2,500 psi of pressure? Who wouldn't? Buff and dry features that dry your car along with combined 100 horsepower blowers? Try 150. Be careful, we might just blow you away.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
Here we go. Welcome to the post-game show. The post-game show is being brought to you by Arvest Bank of Neosho, where we believe in the power of serving others. From small business to agriculture, whether you're looking for someone to help you manage your mortgage or an expert in wealth management, we got you covered. You deserve a financial partner who cares what's going on and wants to help you reach your financial goals. Arvest Bank of Neosho, proud to call Neosho home. And I've got, we're getting used to this, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brody Crane, congratulations on another great ball game.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it was one of those kind of ball games. Amazingly, I was talking with the coaches from Willard at the beginning of the ball, before the ball game started, and they said, hey, this is baseball. We're up right now. This is baseball. Anything can happen. Mm-hmm. But it just shows what happens when our Cats hang around and hang around well and take advantage, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Great opportunity. You had 9 strikeouts again tonight. And, this is old hat kind of A-Rod dependent coming in to take care of things, yes, isn't it?
I love having him behind me.
Yeah, I bet that's true. That ball hit out to right field. You think that was out of the ballpark?
It was, honestly, I didn't even know where I was at. I was just trying to find it, and if I ran into the fence, I was going to run through it. I was going to get that ball.
You know, and then the ground rule double. You seem to be adept at getting ground rule doubles, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, that puts us in a pretty good place. Those guys were second in the state in Class 5, and they beat Webb City the other night 16-3.
Yes, sir.
So great victory for us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On a real win. Let me get a couple of these other guys over here. We're going to flip a coin. Is that what we're going to do here? Mr. McInturf, you came in. You've been DHing quite a little bit. You're playing first base now. You got a couple of real key hits for us right up the middle. What were you hitting?
I was just trying to find anything to put in play, make sure we get on and get a runner to potentially score.
Well, the ball going right up the middle, and certainly that it was where they weren't, right?
Yep.
And good contact on the ball. It wasn't like their pitchers seemed to have a whole lot of different pitches, didn't they?
Yeah, good pitches, good off speeds, and just had to find it, hit it.
Yeah, and I tell you, what is your approach for a pitcher like that?
Just sit off speed, and if he throws a fastball, hit it.
Yeah, and if he does happen to throw a fastball, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
Well, hey, this has got to make us feel good. Winning a ball game like this, it's tough that anybody had to lose the ball game, but we absolutely had a couple of pickoff plays at first base. Those had to be keys in the ball game for us.
Very helpful, very helpful.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on a great win.
Thank you.
Let me get hold of somebody else over here. Let's. You know if you're going to talk to me or you're going to sit over there and look at them for just a minute. Mr. Rodriguez.
How's it going?
It's going great. How about you?
Oh, much better.
Hey, you're getting to throw the ball the way that you want to throw the ball, and you're coming in, making the saves the way that we need. And you actually get the win outright tonight. How about that?
Oh, yeah. It feels great.
Yeah. Our defense, what can you say about our defense?
Oh, it's great. Having a ball hit so hard to right field and then us being heads up, throwing them out a second. It's great. Puts us in a much better position.
Well, it's great to have pitchers in right field hitting it. What a great throw-in it was.
It is, and I apologize for making him make that throw.
Hey, he had to make you make some throws, right?
He has.
Yeah, so where do we go from here?
We just go up. I mean, that was a big game. We got Siloam tomorrow, and just keep winning.
Well, I don't want to jinx us by any means, but if we win 20 ball games, it'll be the first time a Neosho team has done that since 2004.
Yes, sir. That's a goal of ours, and we hope to meet it.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on a great win tonight.
Thank you.
We're excited about the way we got it won. Let me talk to the coach over here for a second. And he's going to take full responsibility for everything that we did, right?
That's what a good head coach does, right?
Absolutely. Well, hey, I tell you, you never know when you hang around and hang around and hang around. And that's really where we won the ball game. Just hanging on, making the plays that we need to make. The two pickoff plays at first base, it seemed to turn the tide for us.
Well, that was just two great teams going at it. And, and it was one to where, a play here or there was all the difference in the game. And it all starts with, Brody Crane on the mound and giving us an opportunity to win. And, we catch a fly ball, get up against the wall. It might be a 2-1 ball game, but it's a 2-2. But he gave us an opportunity to win. And, and Aaron Rodriguez, A-Rod, he always finds a way to compete for us. And Alex.
Alex, yeah.
And he always finds a way to compete for us. Every time we have given him the ball, whether it's been a start or come in and relief. So it all starts there, but just the timely hits that we had in the second inning. And then, you just got to capitalize, when a mistake is made, and we were fortunate to do that in seventh.
But the thing about A-Rod, he doesn't do anything fancy. He just goes, sticks that foot out there, stretches, and throws the ball.
He does. He's a competitor, and he wants to win. He got that competitive nature, and and then you have Liam that had 2 hits for us tonight. So we had some very just productive ABs, and that's what we challenged them. We challenged them just to have the right approach and kind of grind it out at the plate, and and that's what had happened even in that 7th inning. Where we scored the ball on the overthrow. You just got to put the ball in play and make them handle it. And, and it was fortunate for us. There was an overthrow, and we were able to score.
Well, hats off to Toe, the pitcher. I mean, he had 7 strikeouts, and he didn't have any overpowering speed under any circumstances, but he mixed his pitches up real good. What was our approach to him?
Well, I mean, we told the guys, his slider was on the mark, and, and every time he dropped his arm angle, you expected something with spin, and so that's something that we kind of dialed in on, but he's around the plate, and we knew that, so we had to be aggressive at the plate because he's going to be around the plate. And then, if that arm angle changed a little bit, then we knew that, hey, here comes something with the with spin. And so I was just proud of our approach at the plate. We kept battling, and, and like you said, we found a way to pick, a couple of guys off. But, even a bigger, play is on that base hit, and they're trying to get aggressive and go 3 and overran the bag. And it was just a hustle play to, get an out there.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great play, and I tell you, Hudson getting the ball and knowing exactly what to do with it, it couldn't have worked out any better. I told Matt about the fifth, maybe halfway through the 6th inning, it's going to be who blinks first.
Well, I can just tell you that's 2 solid clubs, and that's kind of ball game that you expect, and that's what we expected going in. That we were, we couldn't make mistakes. We're going to have. BC throw be in the zone and be very competitive on the mound and get us deep into the game, which, he got us through 5, and then we knew at that point we were going to turn it over to A-Rod, and so we're just very proud of, the effort. We're very proud of, just our effort defensively, and, we didn't really make, we made an error, but it wasn't a costly mistake.
No, it wasn't.
And so, I'm just proud of the kids. I mean, they, like I said before, they're coachable. We look forward to the opportunity just to be out here. We're looking forward to the game tomorrow, getting on the bus and going to Siloam, and we got 4 games next week. So, we got a lot of ball coming up.
Yeah, we're coming back home to McDonald County on Monday night, don't you? What do you know about them?
I don't know much about them. We take one game at a time, and we'll focus our attention on Siloam Springs and try to get as much information as we can about them, and then we'll turn our attention to McDonald County. It's going to be our senior night, so those festivities will start at 4:15. We'll recognize our seniors, and then we got 2 conference ball games, and then we'll end the week going to CJ on Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great win. It was a huge win, and we're excited. So we go to Siloam tomorrow, come right back here. We want to invite everybody. We keep telling them, come on out here. You're missing out on this deal.
They're a fun group to watch.
They really are. So the Cats go to 16-7. This is our 4th win in COC. So we're above the snide there a little bit, and we're moving forward. It just goes uphill from here.
Yeah, and I believe it's 5-4 in the COC and 2-2 in district play. So we keep an eye on that, and and it's one to where we just take one game at a time, whether it's the COC or it's a district game, and what we're trying to do is just become a better club by the time we get to district tournament time. Learn from our mistakes and just keep working it. And these, this group of guys put in a great, work ethic every single day, and they're destined to be better than the club we were yesterday.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Go Cats.
All right. Yeah. Go Cats. Well, that's where it is here from the Roy B. Shaver Stadium. The Cats win it in 8. It was a tough way to win it, but as we said earlier, Matt, you hang around and you hang around and you make good decisions, and a good defensive ball club makes good decisions based on the opportunities that are given to them, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. What a game.
Yeah, we got the timely hits. Cats will go to Siloam. We will not go with them, but we'll be right back here at his senior night, as Coach said, with festivities will start about 4:15, so they play 4 ball games next week, so there's plenty of baseball to go. So until we see you the next time, this is John Ball and Matt Ball saying